Douglas Cooling and Heating, serving the Birmingham area for 38 years. 988-3706. That's Douglas.
I'm James Spann. This is the Weather Xtreme video for Monday, the 28th of November. How about a little extreme weather for late November? Winter storm watches in effect for parts of the Mid-South. Goodness gracious. Let's go to some of the Skycam shots around the network early this morning. Cold and wet. This will not be a Chamber of Commerce day. That's the Tuscaloosa Skycam. Cold with drizzle. They've got 41 degrees at 5 o'clock. There's the Jasper Skycam up in northwest Alabama's Walker County. Light rain and drizzle there, and they're sitting around 40. And yes, the shoppers are out at 5 a.m. on Monday at the big box retailer there in Trussville, where it's cold and wet. All right, you know the saying, cold core upper low, weatherman's woe. Well, by golly, we've got one this morning. And that thing is centered over southern Arkansas, and that's going to move slowly northeast and produce all kind of interesting issues because of the dynamic cooling it will bring. Basically brings its own cold air to the party. There's a look at the meso-analysis off the SPC site. The temperatures at 500 millibars down to minus 25 Celsius. Pretty remarkable. And the colder cores are centered again over central and south Arkansas. And that will be rotating through North Mississippi and northwest Alabama and Tennessee tonight. And we'll bring some snow to the region. Ooh. All right, there's the radar at 4:52 this morning. The heaviest rain over East Alabama. And there's a lot of drizzle you can't see on radar that backs all the way up into Arkansas. And that's basically the kind of day we're going to have. All right, there's the watch warning map. And we've got winter storm watches up for parts of northeast Mississippi in southern middle Tennessee. In fact, let me show you a Google map. That's the winter storm watch area. The area basically between Hamilton, Alabama, and Memphis, Tennessee, and Mississippi and Tennessee. That would include places like Oxford, Mississippi, Tupelo, Iuka, Corinth, and then up into Tennessee includes Savannah and Henderson and places like that. And again, surrounding that, you've got a winter weather advisory that includes Memphis and some of the counties farther north, and also some of the counties in Arkansas. And then to the east, flash flood watches in effect for parts of eastern Tennessee and some of the adjacent states where the heavy rain has been a problem there. All right, let's kind of look at the snow projection. This is the probability of more than 1 inch of snow between now and 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. And look at that. Those numbers are, in the 70% bracket over northwest Alabama, northeast Mississippi. These guys are a little farther south. This is coming from HPC. Again, if you look at this, you think we might have some issues down toward Hamilton and Haleyville, and we might. And then tomorrow, everything lifts to the north. This is the way we've drawn it. I've drawn it. I've got this, and I put this up on the blog last night, this 1 to 4 inch bullseye from the eastern suburbs of Memphis, up Interstate 40, not quite to Nashville, into northwest Alabama. That does include Muscle Shoals and Florence, down into Mississippi. That includes Oxford and Corinth and places like that. And there could be some spots with more than that. We've had cold core systems like this. The one in December 97 brought 8 inches of heavy wet snow to parts of Mississippi, if you recall. But again, I think that's going to be the bullseye. And then as you go farther south, we just mentioned a dusting on grassy areas, and even that's kind of iffy. But, that line up there in northwest Alabama is going to be the hard line to draw. There could be some accumulating snow as far south as Hamilton and Haleyville and Moulton and Russellville. But remember, two things. The ground is very warm, and the surface temperatures, even with heavy snow falling, will probably be above freezing. But it could fall heavy enough to get on the roads for a brief time. So we'll have to watch it for northwest Alabama. The greater chance of issues around the Shoals and Florence, maybe as far south as Hamilton and Haleyville and Phil Campbell and Hackleburg and places like that tonight and tomorrow morning. Main window for snow, I'd say 9 o'clock tonight through 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. Do not expect any issues for Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, Anniston, or Gadsden. Maybe a little enhancement for some of the ridges up in northeast Alabama. But you know what I'm going to say here. These cold core systems always bring surprises. So we'll just have to watch for radar trends and update this as need be. All right, well, look at the GFS. This is the 06Z run at noon today. Wow. It looks like the GFS is a little too far south with this thing based on the current trends. That's noon today. This is midnight tonight. And that looks a little better. It's got the core of this thing coming over the Tennessee Valley of extreme North Alabama up into southern Tennessee, with the most lift a little north of here. And then at noon tomorrow, it's moving on to the northeast, and things begin to calm down. So, again, that's the setup. That's a forecast. We'll make adjustments later today as need be. There's the surface chart tomorrow. And it's still not going to be a good day. Cold, highs in the 40s, drizzle after some morning snow, just pretty rotten. Good day to stay inside and sleep. Wish we could all do that. All right, Wednesday, everything lifts out. We begin to improve. Still pretty chilly. The high only around 50 on Wednesday. Oh, and by the way, forgot to show you this. I'm sorry, I had this one out of place. This is the RPM snow accumulation projection. And I think this is pretty good. It's got the better chance of getting the good snows in that zone I've pretty much drawn up in there, east of Memphis. In far northwest Alabama, it's suggesting 2 to 4. But remember, the ground is really warm, and this thing probably doesn't take that into account. And I know it's got light accumulation all the way down to like Roanoke. But again, you got to take into account the fact this is an anomalous situation. But I think that bullseye is correct. All right, Thursday, the warming trend continues. We head up into the upper 50s, and Friday, how about low 60s? Doesn't that sound good? That'll be like a heat wave. And we're dry. Saturday, starting off the weekend, we got this upper low west of El Paso, a strong trough in the northern branch. It's not phased up at this point. And down below that, we stay dry. Rain as well to the west. And Sunday looks dry. So if this is right, the weekend would be seasonal, maybe highs in the upper 50s and lows in the mid to upper 30s, and no rain. And then Monday of next week, it seems like the thing is trying to phase up. This is a week from today, with the northern and southern energy becoming phased, and down below that, ooh boy, well, if this were January, look out for ice, but it's not. It's early December. This is December 5th, and again, for now, that just looks wet. And then the following day, it's colder, and all of that is out of here. But again, we got to get past this short-term issue. We'll focus on anything out there. Into the forecast, just for the fun of it, this is December 13th, kind of a flat flow, and if that's right, the weather would be somewhat seasonal. Look at that. The GFS is trying to develop a bogus tropical system over Cuba in December. Give me a break. All right, that's it for the Weather Xtreme video today. We'll have notes on the blog. The next video here by 3:30 or so today. And if you live around here, we invite you to watch us on TV this evening. That's ABC 3340 in Birmingham at 4, 5, 6, and 10. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.